Okay, so thank you for all of you being open about the issue about the estate. I would like to get back to what prompted Jan to come to mediation and what he stated earlier in that it was a communication issue. So I think it might be just a good time for you all to have a conversation. And then we can move on to problem solving about the estate. Because communication isn't something that we can, you know, just put on a blackboard and brainstorm about how we're going to do it. And then I think that we want to come to understand how each other feels, and then maybe come to an agreement about when communication is appropriate going forward. So who would like to go first?
Well, I think I want to go first. I think that the main problem here is that they feel they haven't been a part of any of the decision processes that have been happening. And the fact is I haven't had the time. I've been, dealing with my dad's staff, and I just haven't had the time to include everyone. I've been very busy, but I think as long as they're aware of what's going on, I think we can, kind of resolve all of these issues. I think as far as the car is concerned, I feel like that's something in the past that's not relevant anymore. The car was turned over to me before any of this had happened. So I feel the main issue here is the estate and the assets and how those are going to be divided. So my plan was that I would have someone come in to get an estimate of all of the net worth of everything in the house and divide that money equally. However, and then maybe we could be open for how to best sell the items, or how we can get the most money out of what everything's worth, and then divide that equally. So I think that's where we can take this and go with our family discussion from here on out. I think that's what we need to have mediated. But that's where I stand on everything.
Kira, I'm going to ask you to do something a little bit different. And Jan, I'm going to ask you to switch chairs for a minute. Kira, since you still have the floor, I'd like you to express in your own words to your brother Jan how you think he has been feeling now that you're sitting in his chair.
Okay. So I'm talking to him as Jan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like he just feels left out of everything that's going on. And I understand. I get it. But I think that we can reach an understanding while we're here. But I understand why they're upset. I get it, but like I said, it's been busy, so.
And now I'll ask you to switch one more seat over.
No.
And now you're speaking, and you're sitting in Richie's chair, and I know that you haven't had much conversation. I know that he lives out of state, from Pennsylvania, right?
Right.
Okay. So what do you think his main interests are with regards to communication?
Yeah, same thing I was saying about Jan. They just, they want to be involved in what's going on, and I understand both of their points. And I think this mediation thing is good, because I think we needed to open communication. It was getting a little hostile, just the lack of communication is making everyone a little anxious and angry. So yeah, I think this was beneficial, and I think they just want to be involved. And like I said, I understand.
So it sounds like that you realize that they are feeling like they haven't been included.
Right.
And what you are trying to explain is that you've been pretty distraught and you really haven't done anything yet.
Right.
Okay. Jan, you want to speak to your sister directly as to how?
Yeah, I think that what you said about the car being in the past is a problem for me.
I understand, Jan. Let me just say that during this conversation right now, we're just going to concentrate on your communication.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I feel the communication was basically non-existent. Now, I understand that you're busy and everything, but I still think that's not a good reason not to communicate about such important things when there's such a big deal riding on it and we're a family. So, to me, I can't accept the excuse that you were too busy to do what I think would have been adequate.
I feel like there's other bigger things than just me being busy, like me having time to mourn properly, and I feel like you guys are way too eager to jump on the issues about the money, and I feel like there should have been a little time to sit before those matters came up, so that was my take on everything. I didn't feel it was as urgent as maybe the other family members did.
And Jan, you're sitting in her chair where she was sitting, and so now taking a deep breath and realizing her position, how would you state her position if you were her?
Well, I guess I'd say the same thing, that, you know, I've had a lot to do. This is a big deal for me, and I'm mourning, and I was given this task to do, and I'm doing what I think is the best I can, and all I get is criticism from other people instead of any assistance. And people are only worried about themselves and not about the rest of the family. So I think that people shouldn't be critical when it's not their job. I'm doing my job the best I can, and they just need to accept it.
And do you agree that since you all did come here voluntarily, that everybody does really want to work this out?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. And so your still concern is that you want to do communication about this. So Richie, you are sitting where she sat previously, and now I'd like you to explain your position and also how you think that your sister is feeling.
Well, my position was, yeah, I'm all the way in Pennsylvania. She could have called me sooner. She did call me. You know, I was thinking maybe she forgot about me. And could have called me sooner. As far as her position now, I'm sitting in her seat. Yeah, I see that.
Can I just ask you? You said that she could have called you sooner about the death, or about that she was the executor, or what?
Well, I was all the way in Pennsylvania, like I said, so I didn't know any of this was going on. So she could have called me and let me know about, yes, all those issues.
You mean about the estate?
The estate, yes.
Okay. That she was the executor?
Yes.
Okay. All right.